Today we're installing a subtle yet very important part from a company that is helping keep these cars on the road. I'm talking about Renegade Motorsports. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zahid, and over the years I've owned a handful of parts from Renegade Motorsports, but today we will be installing their front tow hook for the Honda S2000. This install is more than just an aesthetic and functional upgrade. It's about highlighting brands that support the S2000 and other cherished platforms. Renegade is a brand that was born out of pure car enthusiast energy. Around 9 years ago, Renegade started in an apartment kitchen and has since grown into a 10,000 square foot workshop that specializes in designing and manufacturing automotive parts right here in the good old United States of America. More specifically, the city of Hillsboro, which is right outside of Portland, Oregon. And that's important because they're not some big box manufacturing plant pushing out generic or private label products. Trust me, there's definitely some companies out there that do that. Renegade's not one of them. What I appreciate about companies like Renegade is that they haven't lost sight of our niche. I mean, they're still making new parts for these 20-plus-year-old cars. I did reach out to Renegade and they let me know that they're working on an aero program right now. I think they just launched their mirrors, but they have a whole bunch of other stuff in the works. So be sure to check out their Instagram if you are interested in seeing what they have in store for the S2000 and other golden era Hondas. So this is probably a good time to let you guys know that this video is not sponsored in any way. I did buy this with my own hard-earned money. And I came across this as I was looking for a front tow hook option for my aftermarket bumper. This tow hook has a mirror-like polished finish with the Renegade Motorsports logo etched into the hook portion here. It's made from CNC billet 6061 aluminum, which from what I've read is known for its high strength and corrosion resistance. It's almost a shame that I'm touching this right now because I'm getting my grubby little fingerprints all over it. Renegade makes two versions of this. They have a regular version for factory bumpers and an extended version for aftermarket bumpers like the Spoon S-Tie, the Amuse R1, or in my case, the ASM 04 bumper. Okay, so now that you know why I chose that tow hook specifically, let me tell you why this is an important install. With aftermarket bumpers like I have both in the front and the rear of my car, you lose your OEM mounting points for tow hooks. So what that means is currently I have no safe way to tow my car out of a sketchy situation. So we're gonna solve the front tow hook issue today, but I still have to figure out what I'm gonna do for the rear. I haven't liked any of the options I've seen people do for the ASM 04 rear bumper. So if anyone has a really good idea to help me do a clean, durable rear tow hook option that goes with my ASM 04 rear bumper, please leave a comment below, let me know. Enough chatting, let's get to this install. I can't wait to put this thing on my car. In order to get access to the tow hook mounting points, you first have to remove your front bumper. We'll start by popping the hood to access the hardware mounting the front bumper to the radiator support brace. There's the 5 right up front and the 2 sneaky bolts mounted near the headlights. Now we'll remove the bolts that connect the front bumper to the fenders. It definitely helps to remove your front wheels, but you can also access them pretty easily by just turning the front wheels out of the way. Lastly, you're going to get under the car to remove the bolts and the pop clips holding your front bumper to the under tray. Once those are all removed, carefully wiggle your front bumper out of place to access the tow hook mounting points.
And then where's the plate? It goes inside this little chassis bar here, right? Right. And then we use the provided hardware with washers to go through here. But now we got to figure out how are we going to mount this cover slash under tray thing.
Myself.
Yeah.
You can do it yourself?
So how are we going to do it? What do you think?
Nothing.
Nothing? Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so we have the tow hook kind of mocked up in place. You essentially need to sandwich the tow hook between this like plastic part here and this like frame rail thingy. And it's not going to fit flush once you have these bolts in. So you essentially need to cut this off, or at least that's what I'm going to do. I think I might just zip tie it up. That seems to be what other people on YouTube have done. So we're going to Dremel this part out, cut it out, then sit it flush. I will need to cut through this mesh, so we'll have to mock that up and make sure everything is looking good. What do you think, Grayson?
Nothing.
Do you like it?
No.
Do you like Uncle's car?
No.
No! Every time. This.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Good. Whew, I almost sold the car, dude. After a bit of cutting, and then a little bit more cutting, it was finally time to reinstall the front bumper and see how it all came together. But the moment the bumper clicked into place, something felt off. Now I know it's hard to see on camera, but right away, the tow hook just looked wrong. It was sitting a bit too far past the front bumper, maybe just an inch or so. And initially I thought I was just being nitpicky, but I couldn't shake the feeling that maybe I messed something up, and it turns out I kind of did. All right, so I thought this install was over yesterday, but something just didn't feel right. I felt like it was sticking out just a bit too far, just like an inch and a half too far. But I wasn't sure if I was tripping or not, if that's what it was supposed to be like. So I ended up DMing Renegade last night at like 9, maybe 9:30 p.m. and shout out to them. They responded back to me like very quickly. And they asked me which mounting points I use. So that's when I realized my mistake. Apparently, you can mount this further or closer to the front of the car depending on which mounting points you use. And I didn't notice the rear mounting points, so when I installed this yesterday, I had it all the way forward, which caused it to stick out quite a bit. I could only imagine driving my car to a Cars and Coffee and some spectator walking around my car only to like obliterate their shin on this thing sticking out. This is a hefty piece of metal as it should be. So I think when I reinstall this at the further mounting points, it'll tuck it in just a little bit and it'll be exactly what I'm looking for. You can see I initially had it on this one, but I pushed it back now. I would say about an inch or so. So that I think is gonna be perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. It might not come through on camera, but I believe this is a much better look compared to the way it was yesterday. The difference is only about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of it being more inward, but man, it makes a world of difference in my opinion. But yeah, man, support brands that support the S2000. I gotta tell you guys one more time, this video is not sponsored. I just like to do this because it's fun. So until next time, peace out, take care, be nice to each other, bye.